Ubisoft is in the biggest trouble it's ever been in the last 4 years. You would have assumed that during COVID, a lot of companies would have went downhill, but in fact, everything is playing catch up, and so is shitty practices and karma, because everything that's happening with Ubisoft is just not in any positive light. Games from Far Cry 6 to Avatar to Star Wars Outlaws to even now with whatever upcoming games they have in store, everything is just looking bad. Assassin's Creed Shadows getting delayed and them losing 20 to 22 million dollars or euros because of the delay. Look, it's been reported, you know, Tencent owns like 49% of that company, and right now there's a chance that they can get bought out. Seeing Ubisoft get bought out after all these years of all the great games that they've put out, like Chaos Theory, Blacklist, Blacklist, Far Cry 3, one of my favorite Far Cries of all time, Ghost Recon, and so much more. It's actually kind of sad. It's painfully sad, actually. But unfortunately, due to just their business practice and business models, the games have been flunking tremendously, horrifically, actually, in fact, and people are just not supporting their games. You know, this has been one of the few times where proof is in the pudding that when people aren't happy with a product, they really won't support it, and we are seeing it in the flesh. So Ubisoft, you know, delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows, and here's my big thing on that. Let me just tell you guys right now, I have no problem with any of the characters in the game. What I have a problem with, and Ubisoft has been extremely guilty of, is this. I have no problem with a female character, a character that's black, a character that might be gay, a character that's Hispanic. I don't care. I don't give a damn, because there's so many games that became like hits, classics behind all that, right? The problem, I feel like Ubisoft or whoever's in their team have lack of awareness. Now, there's so many different stories about Yasuo, the character, who is the black samurai, I guess they're saying, and about historic accuracy and everything. You know, Assassin's Creed never really played on too much accuracy or accurate time periods. They would normally, you know, do some like cool, you know, they'll start flipping stuff like, you know, George Washington being a villain in the DLC and stuff like that. But here's the thing that kind of like throws everyone off. They've pretty much pandered to certain communities or certain demographics, and the way it's being put out, it can almost seem as an insult. And I'm gonna give you a couple of examples. In my opinion, I don't think even the LGBT community, I don't believe at least, that they want like companies and games to have to force feed the idea that there is a gay character in their game. I think they want to just be just like everybody else, a regular person who's enjoying a video game, and surprise, surprise, we got some good, unique characters in the game. I think they're also probably upset. You know, some, obviously not everybody, but I think they're probably also like upset or like it looks bad because you push this agenda, you push this type of narrative, and Ubisoft does this a lot with their games, just like Watch Dogs, where you make mentions that a character is either gay or a character is either black or a character is white or Hispanic, and you push it so heavy, and it seems like you lack so much awareness, like as if you believe that certain people around the world like are gonna just say, oh, okay, yo, that's awesome. No, it's the way you feed the community of your consumers this information, and it's almost like an insult. It's like, what you're trying to say, like, do you think we're ignorant people? Like, so another good example is Yasuo. They put his gameplay in the trailer that they revealed, and instead of just keeping it Japanese or feudal Japan, like instruments or whatever, they decided to put a hip-hop beat spin on it. I'm not gonna lie, shit's actually pretty insane.
Protector turned persecutor. Greed cannot rule this village, not while I have breath in my lungs and a blade in my hand.
I said kill him.
I am justice.
And here's the thing, I can fault them, and I can also say to you guys, if you actually have friends or family from other countries, also realize, unfortunately, a lot of them are just really showing so much respect and homage to the culture that they're influenced by. For example, I got a lot of Asian friends who love hip hop, so when they say like some slang, like what they hear in the music or whatever, they try to like you know, basically look for like clarity, or not look for like acceptance, I should say. Look for acceptance when they say certain things and we get like hype, like, oh, okay, you listen to this artist, okay, but it doesn't translate well with Ubisoft with the way they put it out there, because again, the world we live in, not everyone's gonna receive that information. You put a hip-hop beat behind a black samurai, like, come on, it's plain Jane, like, we understand what the fuck is going on. But I feel like just the staff and everyone who works in that studio does not realize how it may offend people, and they probably looking at it like, oh my god, we gotta do this, we gotta let them know that we just love the music that comes from their culture, and just, but don't realize like, hey, the way you're putting it out, that shit looks kind of crazy. And so it's actually unfortunate, and they've done this so many different times. Like I said, they got other games. They want to make it very clear about what we're getting ourselves into with what characters, and they don't even have to do that. When you have a good story, let us open that story ourselves. So yeah, Ubisoft is just dealing with a lot of shit. Also, their games release very buggy, unfinished, and all these crazy premium editions that the prices are just jacked up. Everything's looking bad. But who knows? I think Tencent might just buy them. Tencent is one of the biggest leading gaming companies to date, so just be aware of that, y'all. And it's pretty spooky. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Assassin's Creed Shadows is in a shitty spot. Ubisoft is in an even shittier spot, and we don't know what's gonna happen to these IPs from Ubisoft, man. But yeah, drop your comments. I'm out. Peace.